Beneath the sands of modern-day Iran lies the story of an empire that once stretched across 3 continents, a civilization that defined the very concept of a superpower. This is the story of Persia, a tale not just of kings and conquests, but of innovation, tolerance, and a legacy that continues to shape our world. Our journey begins in the 6th century BC with a man named Cyrus. Not Cyrus the Conqueror, but Cyrus the Great. From the rugged highlands of Persis, he forged a new kind of empire. Unlike the brutal rulers before him, Cyrus believed in something revolutionary: respect. When he conquered Babylon, he didn't burn it to the ground. Instead, he freed enslaved peoples, including the Jews, allowing them to return to their homeland and rebuild their temple. He documented this on the Cyrus Cylinder, often called the world's first charter of human rights. This wasn't just good morals, it was brilliant politics. By winning the hearts and minds of his new subjects, Cyrus built an empire on a foundation of loyalty, not fear. The Achaemenid Empire, as it's known, grew to an astonishing size, from the Balkans in Europe to the Indus Valley in India. How do you manage such a vast and diverse territory? The answer lies in the genius of Darius the Great. Darius was an organizational mastermind. He divided the empire into provinces called satrapies, each governed by a local satrap. He standardized weights, measures, and currency, introducing the gold daric, which streamlined trade across his vast domain. And to connect this sprawling empire, Darius commissioned one of the greatest engineering feats of the ancient world, the Royal Road. Stretching over 1,600 miles, this highway allowed messengers on horseback to travel from one end of the empire to the other in just 7 days, a journey that would have taken a normal traveler 3 months. Royal couriers, stationed at regular intervals, would relay messages in a system so efficient that the Greek historian Herodotus famously wrote, "Neither snow nor rain nor heat nor gloom of night stays these couriers from the swift completion of their appointed rounds." Does that sound familiar? It should. It's the unofficial motto of the United States Postal Service, a direct echo from ancient Persia. The heart of the empire was its magnificent capitals, cities like Susa, Ecbatana, and of course, the jewel in the crown, Persepolis. Begun by Darius and expanded by his son Xerxes, Persepolis wasn't just a political center, it was a testament to the empire's power and diversity. Its grand staircases are adorned with intricate carvings showing delegations from every corner of the realm: Lydians, Ethiopians, Indians, and more, all bringing tribute to the King of Kings. These weren't depictions of conquered, subjugated peoples. They are shown walking with dignity, a celebration of the multicultural fabric that made Persia strong. Persian innovation wasn't limited to governance. They were pioneers in technology. To bring water to their arid cities and farms, they developed the Qanat system, a network of underground tunnels that tapped into groundwater and transported it for miles without evaporation. Some of these qanats, built over 2,500 years ago, are still in use today, a silent, flowing testament to Persian engineering brilliance. They also created early forms of refrigeration called yakchals, massive conical structures that could store ice even in the middle of the desert summer. And then there was their religion, Zoroastrianism. Founded by the prophet Zoroaster, it was one of the world's first monotheistic faiths. It introduced concepts that would profoundly influence Judaism, Christianity, and Islam. The idea of a single, all-powerful God, a cosmic struggle between good and evil, the concept of a heaven and a hell, and the promise of a final judgment. This spiritual legacy is perhaps one of Persia's most enduring, yet least acknowledged, contributions to global culture. Of course, no empire is without its rivals. The story of Persia is famously intertwined with that of the Greeks. The Greco-Persian Wars, marked by legendary battles like Marathon, Thermopylae, and Salamis, are often framed as a clash between Eastern despotism and Western freedom. But this is an oversimplification. While the Greeks successfully defended their city-states, the Persian Empire was far from crippled. In fact, for the next century and a half, Persia continued to be the dominant power in the region, often influencing Greek politics through diplomacy and gold, what became known as Persian gold. The end of the Achaemenid era came swiftly and dramatically. In 334 BC, a young, ambitious king from Macedonia crossed the Hellespont. His name was Alexander. In a whirlwind campaign, Alexander the Great defeated the Persian armies, captured its capitals, and brought the mighty empire to its knees. The burning of Persepolis in 330 BC, whether an act of drunken revenge or a calculated political statement, symbolized the end of an age. But the story of Persia doesn't end with Alexander. The spirit of Persia proved resilient. After Alexander's death, his empire fragmented, and from its ashes, new Persian dynasties rose. The Parthians, famous for their skilled mounted archers who could shoot backwards at a gallop. The Parthian shot, challenged the might of Rome and established a new empire that lasted for centuries. They were followed by the Sasanians, who considered themselves the true successors to Cyrus and Darius. The Sasanian Empire saw a renaissance of Persian culture, art, and science. Their influence stretched from the borders of China to the heart of the Roman Empire. They established great centers of learning, like the Academy of Gondishapur, where scholars from across the known world gathered to translate and study texts on medicine, astronomy, and philosophy, preserving knowledge that might have otherwise been lost. This golden age eventually gave way to the Arab conquests in the 7th century AD, which brought Islam to the region and transformed its culture once more. Yet, even under new rulers, the Persian language, poetry, and identity endured. Think of Ferdowsi's epic poem, the Shahnameh, or the mystical verses of Rumi. This is the soul of Persia, a cultural fire that could not be extinguished. So, when we look back at the Persian Empire, we see more than just a forgotten dynasty from a history textbook. We see the architects of the world's first superpower, pioneers of human rights, masters of engineering, and thinkers who shaped our spiritual understanding of the universe. Their legacy isn't confined to museum artifacts or dusty ruins.
If you enjoyed this video, please hit that like button, subscribe for more deep dives into the past,